Hi, everybody. Welcome to Change Starts With Us, Ohio. We're here with Frank P.Wood from Richland Correctional. Welcome, Frank.
Jim, hey, thanks for having me back here. I know it's been a while since we did one of these. I think the last time we spoke live on anything was back on Christmas Eve. And between the chaos out there and then here, I think we're ready to go forward again. So
Right.
I've been listening. I received a couple bits and pieces of information. And the last time we spoke, we were kind of targeting the felony free in this case. And so everyone's aware of where Jim and I are at. We've been doing this for several months. And you can listen to all of our YouTube broadcasts at Change Starts With Us Ohio at YouTube. And those are all downloaded onto my website at www.freefrankpwood.com. And several of our Facebook chats, you can look up at Free Frank P. Wood at Facebook, and that's a public information page. Everything's wide open. Jim, we've been discussing state of Ohio versus Frank P. Wood out of Medina County, Ohio. Case number 05CR0365. And the corruption that took place with a wrongful conviction in the courtroom of Judge Christopher J. Collier of the Medina County Court of Common Pleas.
Right.
Everything we're discussing, Jim, has been supported by state court and public record and verified by law by affidavit. And every document we discuss, including my altered trial record, is available on my website.
Right.
And what I've done, Jim, to simplify some things, I've been working on something here for about 2 weeks. I developed an 8-part presentation regarding the felony free, because I've been asked some questions from some other people I've spoken to over the phone. And I broke them down into really short, concise presentations. And I also emailed the first two, because all of these are going to be published on Facebook. So I'm just going to give it to you verbatim.
Right.
Moving forward, for a historical background, Jim, I'm just going to jump right off with part 1 of 8. And I've captioned these on Facebook here. Shortly they'll be on there. What you did not know about the alleged felony free. And this is part 1 of 8. Because people read things in the newspapers, they hear stuff they read stuff on the internet, they hear stuff on the news or legal research reporting systems like Lexis. Jim, there are statements on there that are not even in my transcripts.
Right.
You know, I'm like, whoa. Yeah, so whole thing's been illegal and corrupt. As part 1, historical background, the alleged felony free, I'm going to add this part, was a gross sexual imposition charge, and it concerns K.S. She is the daughter of my former wife, Robin Spencer Spielman, known as Robin. When I met Robin, her mother, Linda Spencer, had custody of K.S. due to a deceptive guardianship act in Broward County, Florida. I sued to have the guardianship overturned.
Right.
K.S. was turned to Robin around mid-July of 2000. Now, some of this stuff we discussed, Jim, in bits and pieces in the past, but everything's in order right now because I was trying to show relations between similar.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Between the two allegations. So everyone knows Robin was a stay-at-home mom while I worked. And Exhibit 8 out of my book, A Blueprint for Wrongful Imprisonment, which can be downloaded from my website, verifies this. I also kept an open door policy in the house, Jim, and that's right off of transcript page 114. That was Danielle's testimony that confirmed that, of all people. Yeah. No door was closed unless we were engaged in marital privileges. Someone was using the bathroom or changing their clothes. And KS only lived with me for a mere 8 months while I ran my business for 12 to 14 hours a day. I paid for 4 lawyers in Ohio, Kansas, and Florida, and to help her keep her children. She had two children at that time. She didn't pay anything. I never asked her to. That's in the trial record, transcript page 396 and 397. There was a third child born during our marriage, and on transcript page 360, DNA later confirmed the child was not mine. So it wasn't easy supporting a family of five, paying for lawyers, making vehicle payments, running a business, Jim. I worked all the time. I was hardly ever home, Now, while KS, this girl, was living with Linda, she was also living with Robin's brother, Ryan Spencer, who we all call Uncle Ryan. He was the actual perpetrator in this case. This first cohabitation in Ohio surrounding the allegation lasted from October of 1999 until July of 2000, of course, as noted, when KS was returned to Robin. Now, I'm an eyewitness to an actual sexual event between KS and Uncle Ryan. Robin and I discussed this. She said she would handle it. She never did anything about it. This is all in Exhibit 8. And I'm paying for her cowardice and his perversion. Not in my happy spot. Now, it's strange, Jim, how the motivationally driven allegations surfaced immediately after we received custody. Okay? Keep in mind, Jim, I took the golden child away from them. Legally. Now, as a note, Linda never testified, and neither did Uncle Ryan. In fact, no extended family or friends testified. Only Robin and KS were placed on the stand, and I know why.
Right.
Now, Jim, that's the end of part one. I've tried to keep them all this simple, so people can understand and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And when all these get posted on Facebook over the next 7 to 10 days, people are going to be able to see this. Go download the exhibits. Download my transcripts from the website and confirm, hey, Frank Wood is telling the truth.
Right.
Okay? Now, on part two, Jim,
right.
This is more of the historical background. This is amazing. Now, to reveal a pattern of accusatory behavior, prior to the return of KS, Linda, Robin's mother, called the Medina City PD and alleged I was abusing Robin's middle daughter, Jay-Z. Now, before I continue, keep in mind, there's a police report, because all this was logged, okay? Now, when the police arrived, I was at work. Jay-Z was sleeping in a bedroom that was ceiling to floor Winnie the Pooh, okay? Robin was on the couch reading her Bible and watching Little House on the Prairie, literally, all right? That's how comical this is. And both of them were being protected by a 110-pound Akita Shepherd boxer.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
And the funny thing is, as the police report, which is Exhibit 4 in my website about the case, it reveals that KS discussed this allegation with Linda, whose grandma, discussed it with her first. Then Robin. This was never mentioned during trial. Yeah, oh yeah. But reading that was like sifting wheat from chaff. Okay? And that's how I did the entire book. Now, as to that report, this is incredible, Jim. And we've discussed this in the past, but I got it all in order. Detective Mark Polar, formerly of the Medina City Police Department, we talked about him last time when he lied about pictures.
Right.
Okay? Now, he said that her story, here's the quote, was probably not accurate in reality. And that's page 11. So, which parts were, Jim? The parts they wanted the grand jury to believe, that was about it.
Right.
So, people lied to the grand jury, man, to say, cool. Now, this case never should have gone to the grand jury. Because you see, we discussed lead counsel F. Harrison Green out of Cincinnati, Ohio in the past. This is the lawyer that screwed me over, okay? He kept telling me they're having problems with KS, okay? Now, here's the deal.
You have 1 minute remaining.
They were having trouble forcing me into her implanted and transplanted memories and keeping
Right.
Uncle Ryan out of them. Oh yeah. Listen, Jim, I'm going to call back here because we got less than a minute.
Okay.
And definitely, I think we can finish this one and one more tonight. That'd be great.
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right, I'll dial right back.
He'll call right back, folks. Okay. Yeah, let's see.
Hello. This call is from a correction facility subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using TTL.
Okay, Frank.
Jim.
Yep.
Hey, I'm on fire now. I've been looking forward to this. All right, brother. Robin testified that we separated between March and April of 2001. At that time, she and the children, hear me out, moved back in with Linda, the grandmother, and Uncle Ryan. Now, this is the second cohabitation of KS and Uncle Ryan in Ohio surrounding the allegation. So you see, this girl lived with him just prior to the allegation and right after the allegation. But I'm not done. You see, because according to Robin, the girl lived with Linda and Uncle Ryan in Florida prior to moving to Ohio. So this girl was in his care long term. Okay? Now, and according to Robin, and Robin and I, we used to hang out and we dated for a little bit, so to speak, after our divorce. I really cared for the girl. It was a tricky situation, And, however, according to her, he Ryan impregnated and married his aunt. Now, this is his aunt by marriage. It's still messed up. And they moved back to Florida. So as far as I can tell, Ryan Spencer has no boundaries. Okay? So breaking this down, so far we're doing pretty darn good. Let's see here. Hang on, Jim. I'm looking for him. I got a little tablet here. I can type this stuff on.
Right.
And here we are. We're already on part 3, so this is great. And I typed all this with one finger at a time. So a little tricky.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
As everyone knows, Robin and I, sorry, it's real loud in here.
Right.
He's almost done. Okay. Here we go. Robin and I divorced on January 31st, 2002. Afterwards, I continued to provide financial support for her and the children, much more than the trial record reveals. Now, as a note, during all the divorce proceedings and the chaos of the court hearings, Robin swore out loud in the courthouse and in front of witnesses, "I'll ruin him for leaving me." Okay? And so far, she's kept her word. Now, discussing the bogus allegation, I didn't know about any of this, but KS allegedly came home from school after a good touch, bad touch class between July and September of 2004 and claimed someone had improperly touched her between August and October of 2000. All right? Now, this is in the transcripts. And the funny thing is, like I said, right after August, this is right after we got her back from Linda through the courts. Okay? allegations. Now, the tricky part is this, Jim. September of 2004. Does that not sound familiar?
Yes.
That's the same month and year that Danielle Sadowski, who's now Danielle Smith on Facebook, and Scott Sadowski made false allegations to Dr. Lejeune. Coincidence? I think not. Because exhibits 8, 9, and 11 in my book all work together. They didn't want me to testify. I wasn't allowed to testify. I knew too much.
Right.
Okay? Now, the timing would have rendered poor KS to be about 4.5 at the top 4 years of age at the time of the alleged incident. Okay? And 8.5 years old at the time of alleged disclosure. Now, this is a remarkable memory for a child to narrow down a 3-month period out of nearly 10 years of her young life. And Jim, think about it, especially from 4 years prior. Okay? Now, during trial, Prosecutor Eisenhower narrowed it down to the single month of October on transcript page 382. Now, she did this with what is known illegally as leading questions to coach this girl on the stand. And by keeping both bogus allegations narrowed down to October of 2004, this made it much easier to confuse a court-declared cynical jury into a wrongful conviction. And here's the killer, Jim. Here it comes. In Robin's own testimony, in May of 2005, I seized all financial support to Robin. Now, immediately afterwards, actually within a few weeks, Robin took this girl to Medina County Job and Family Services, and by her own testimony, not the police, on June 16, 2005. With this history, let's think this through. Nearly 4.5 years lapsed between alleged incident and disclosure, while nearly a year lapsed between disclosure and reporting when the money stops. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, there was motive. And money is motive for a lot of people, man. A lot of people. So, this is some of the stuff that, I've been dealing with on this end, and it's not easy. But that was part 3. I'm looking to see here. Hang on, Jim. What we got going on here? Looking for the next. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. I got so much going on this little thing. This is number 4, part 4. I think we got time to do this one tonight. Robin's guilty conscience testified, and this is crazy. Listen to her testimony, that she didn't want me to go after me. She didn't want me to go to jail. She also declared that out of 3 girls, I never favored one child over the other, and that I was good to the children. My jaw about hit the floor in the courtroom. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what's going on here? Hold it. So, neither Robin nor KS testified that they were afraid of me, but they declared the opposite in the police report, Exhibit 4 on my website. Why? Why would they say that? I took care of.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
This is the part that kills me. Robin testified that when she asked KS, who touched you, she responded with Frank in the form of a question, revealing doubt and uncertainty. Mysteriously, this statement and question are missing, from the record. This is why what they call verbatim reporting, audio, video reporting, should literally be mandatory by law in all legal proceedings, no exceptions. Anybody can alter a set of transcripts. Anybody with a computer. Okay? Now, this is awesome. When Attorney Green directly asked Robin, who is Uncle Ryan? Jim, this is great. She looked straight at me with absolute fear in her eyes.
Right.
It's like a proverbial deer caught in the headlights. At that very moment, she was wishing she was anywhere but there. That question is also missing from my transcripts. Okay? Now, this is incredible. Continuing, when Prosecutor Eisenhower posed the illegal leading question to KS, can you tell
About 5 minutes.
What if we have time to look in here? I know, as you can tell, I've been busy putting all this together, narrowing it down, trying to make it so people can read and, get an understanding. I think we got time here for number 5.
Right.
Now, we've mentioned this before. KS testified twice that she cannot recall being in a crime scene with me. Twice. Judge Collier then admonished Prosecutor Eisenhower for testifying for this girl and determined we don't have anything. Transcript page 389, line 21. Now, that's interesting. He then admitted, what I'm hearing her say is, no, it didn't happen. That's transcript page 390, line 4 through 5. And then he removed her from the stand. Prosecutor Eisenhower then had an illegal, what they call ex parte, meeting with this girl in a back room. She then told Judge Collier, and this is transcript page 394, I'm telling you that I made a pact with her. Really? Ex parte means it's Latin, outside the presence of the other party, okay, during trial. Now, with Judge Collier's permission, Prosecutor Eisenhower then put KS back on the stand and deliberately lied about what she said to the court-declared cynical jury during her closing statements. Okay? Now, making a pact with a child witness, alleged victim during a trial process without my attorneys or myself present is highly illegal. According to Title 18, Section 1512 of the United States Code Service, this is deemed tampering with a witness, victim, or informant under Sections B, 1, J, and K. All right, this is illegal, Jim.
Right.
Now, like I said many times in the past in my book, the Medina County Prosecutor's their office mantra is this: anything for a win. Doesn't matter. Now, Jim, I think we did good so far. We got through the first 5.
Right.
I do believe the next time we have the opportunity to talk, Jim, we'll be able to wrap up the felony 3. And once we do that, I want to discuss what Judge Collier told the jury what happened when Judge Collier refused to dismiss both charges. Because 1, I wasn't there. 2, she was with Uncle Ryan. So there's a problem.
Right.
Okay? But I want to discuss that and the jury selection. And then I would definitely like to move into, oh my goodness, there's so much available here.
Right.
So much information. But that's where my head's going. And I know we're going to have a call, you and I, about the corruption in Medina County after we're done.
Right. And that's what we've been focusing on with some of the other guys from Medina is the corruption.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Between the transcript manipulation, tampering with a witness, victim during trial, the county contract that Dr. Lejeune received, during my investigation. Oh yeah, man, I have this available to me as far as data. So definitely want to put that together. All that's broke down in my book, and everyone out there, you're welcome to read it. It's quite remarkable. A remarkable event. Jim, I know this is going to hang up here shortly.
Okay.
How much time do we have left?
Not much.
Not much?
No.
All right, brother. Listen, I want to thank you for tonight's opportunity to talk.
Okay.
Thank everyone for listening. Everyone be safe. And Jim, I'll give you a call in a couple of days, and we'll make arrangements for next week.
Sounds great, brother. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. That is Frank P. Woods, everyone. Good night.